Hey guys, thought I'd just do a quick update. I haven't done a video in a while. Hopefully this is working. Is it focused? Alright, let's go. So these are the strawberries that I planted with roots. They came in the mail. These are the ones that took about a week and a half to get here, so I was kind of worried about them, but I don't think there's any need to be worried. They're all doing really well. Oops. Wow, it's pretty bright out today. It's a nice day. Looking beautiful. Not a cloud in sight. But you can see every single plant has growth on it. I should probably stand on the other side so I don't put a shadow out. Here's the other bed. Total, I think I have 48 plants here. And they're just doing really well. Pretty happy about these. Let's go ahead and check out the new raised beds that I'm building. So there's the greenhouse. We'll get in there in a minute. So here's the 3 beds I'm working on now. These 2 are finished. And I just have a couple pieces to screw into this last one. I got busy yesterday. But these I have a bunch of fall plants to put in. I don't know if I'll have enough to fill 3 beds worth, so I'll just start on 1 or 2 beds. Mainly I just wanted to get these built so they're ready to go next spring. We'll get the dirt in there if I can. You can see off in the distance. This is what's left of my manure pile. I've cut into it pretty well. It came out quite a ways, probably too close to the edge of that sifter over there. This is the sifter that I built to work the stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of chunks. This is what came out, so a pretty good portion of my pile is stuff that I can't really use. I'm going to let this sit here for a while. Hopefully it breaks down over time. Let's head back to the greenhouse. So this is the little magical realm of tomato and whatnot. Here's my carrots. They're doing pretty well. I picked all the radishes that weren't here. There's one bean back there in the corner. I'll probably plant something else in here. These tomatoes I strung up. You can see here, I'm 6'4". I'm holding this camera about level with my face, so it's getting pretty tall. Can you go stand by those tomatoes, Phoebe?
Sure.
This is my daughter here. She's pretty tall for 6 years old. And the tomatoes are quite a bit over her head. What do you got there? Little piece of wheat. Cool. But there's tons of tomatoes growing on this thing. Lots of flowers. Flowers pretty much everywhere you peek. And it's thick. What I did is I strung these up because they were starting to fall over all the stuff that I planted here in front. I trimmed out a bunch of the lower branches. I couldn't even see the main stem before I did this, so that ought to be good for the plants. They can put more focus on the tomatoes. This one here is doing pretty well. This is the German pink. So you can see that. That'll be the first monster to grow in this plant. Pretty tall as well. Not quite up to that one, but it's doing really well. These leaves look nice and healthy. They're big potato style leaves. And these, even the plants that were a lot smaller when I planted are doing really well too. This here is all coming out of this plant. This is a black cherry. Really cool looking leaves. Got tomatoes coming there. Back in the corner is the Italian heirloom, kind of being taken over by this bigger plant here, which I still need to string up. But yeah, tomatoes everywhere on this guy too. You can see if I just peek down in here, I got tomatoes there, tomatoes back here. They're everywhere. Tomatoes down there. Can you see them? Tomatoes back here. Yeah, there's going to be a ton coming off of this one. And, you know, everything pretty much, if you've seen my past videos, you know that these back here were pretty small when I started. And they've all done really well too. You can see it's thick back there. Thick. All my squash is doing, well, not squash, I guess they are squash, but zucchini plants are doing really well. This is a yellow zucchini, these are green. You can see the different leaf styles. This one's got kind of more of a, not variegated, but it's got the indents. This is a more broad leaf. You can see how big it is. I mean, these are getting pretty nice. This one over here has some really nice sized leaves. If you can see, pretty cool. I've got a bunch of gold zucchini coming on this one here. There's a little green one down there if I could sneak in. You can see that growing. Looking nice. Some chives. These are my little pepper plants that I put in containers. I have no idea what this one is. This is a mystery. This is supposed to be a bell pepper. I guess I'll have to wait and see what it turns out to be. But I got a few of them coming in. This is a pimento pepper. This will be red when it's done. Pretty cool looking. And a bunch of these other random peppers here. My cucumber didn't do too well. This one looks like it's starting to take off again. These are new leaves here. I even have a little cucumber popping out of the top, so maybe that'll work out. This is another German pink tomato plant in a container here. This thing has went pretty nuts. There's a ton of flowers on it. Flowers there, down there. Some here, down there. So I think this is going to put off a lot of tomatoes. And lots coming in on these plants too. This one here is just a transplant. I didn't expect anything to happen with this. I put this in my new manure soil. This plant was really sad when I first planted it, but you can see it's doing really well here. I think this is a moon glow. It has yellow tomatoes. They'll probably be pretty decent sized, but that one's doing really well. So are these two. These were just experiments actually. These are just spare cuttings or, you know, plants that I had sitting around that hadn't been planted yet. So I'm pretty happy. Here's some catnip. All my chard, looking really good. I got yellow. Here's a white one. Here's some red ones. This is my cilantro. Doing really good, nice and perky. These are pretty happy now that I got the tomatoes cut back. The stevia is doing really well, getting really tall. Check these out. This got like 5 main branches coming out of that one plant. This one's doing really good too. So that's the greenhouse. Oh, chard. And the beets I always seem to forget to talk about. I keep taking chard over and over. I'm eating this stuff like crazy and it keeps growing back thick every single time. I love this stuff. It just keeps giving. And these are beets. You can probably maybe see that big beet down there. It's doing really well. These are the ones, the Chioggia beets. They have kind of like a bullseye pattern when you cut into them. Pretty neat plant. So that's the greenhouse. Let's go check out the raspberry bushes. They're doing good. Got flowers finally. You can see some little raspberries coming. These usually don't get going until about maybe September. I'll have a lot by then. Over here by the back of the greenhouse, it's all my delphinium. This is the first year I started these from seeds, so I don't expect a lot this year. But you can see they're looking pretty healthy. Pretty nice stock on that one. This one here. So they're getting nice and established. Should have some nice flowers next year. Here's the sunflowers over here. Okay, I'm holding this at face level again. Remember, I'm 6'4". This plant is up to my nose. Really happy with these. Starting to get heads. I still think they have some growing to do though. These are only supposed to be 5-foot tall sunflowers, and they passed that a while ago. So that's pretty cool. Let me stand back. So there they are. And let me go check out the raised bed. Probably won't talk much so the neighbors don't think I'm crazy, but you can just kind of check it out. I don't think I'm going to tell you what every single thing is here, because frankly I don't even know what half of it is. Most of it I do. Those are some pretty trillium. Got lilies in there. I don't know what this one is. It's a neat plant. And just some random stuff in here. That one over there is kind of cool, red flowers. These I think are some kind of campanula. They're nice. Ornamental rhubarb here. That thing will get huge eventually. But yeah, let me stand back. You can get a better look at the whole thing. Got these rocks from our friend's house, so they were free. The dirt was free. That's all straight manure. And you can see back there's my nasturtium baskets. These I started from seed. They're not looking too hot. I think they got too much water when it rained. I need to move these baskets. A lot of flowers. Wife's lilacs. Yeah. This is pretty cool. My wife redesigned this. It's supposed to be a fairy garden, but the flowers took over. And Jonah. Alright guys, that's the full tour. I'll do it again in a little while. Talk to you later.